It feels so fresh to me still because we just went ambassador that I know everything that she just went through to promote. And so everyone say thank you for her taking the time out of her month when it's not even over. This girl just promoted. I'm pretty sure today is her Sabbath. So, so sorry. But I'm just so excited to hear from her because I think this girl's always inspired me because this girl is humble. Extra humble. You would never know that she was going ambassador. I never saw her say a single thing about it. And then they announced her as ambassador and I was like, what? Because I'm a big cheerleader. Like if I know you're promoting, I'm going to text you like 5 times if you're on here, you know. And I didn't even know that she was going ambassador. And so they announced her going ambassador. And the things I love about this girl is number 1, she's humble. Number 2, no excuses attitude, none. I mean, this girl has gone through the ringer, not only this month, but in the months prior. She's also a lawyer. Hello, talk about boss babe. So if you're on here, I know her team's on here. We have Rachel Jones' team on here. So we got a bunch of teams on here because we're excited to hear from this girl. So I am going to search you here and it should unmute you now.
Yay!
Hello! I'm so excited. Okay, so I just want you to kind of start off by introducing yourself and just telling us a little bit, kind of focusing on like your law degree and all the stuff you've been going through, like the nitty gritty of your story, because I know none of my team knows who you are because that is how quiet you're, a silent hustler, and I'm just so excited to hear from you.
Wow, first of all, I'm so freaking excited to even be like, when you asked me to be on your Zoom, I was like, wait, Cheyenne wants me to be on her Zoom. So thank you for inviting me, and I'm so freaking excited and so happy and so grateful to be here. But hi, everybody. Yes, I'm Char, guys, and I basically found this business on Instagram, and I'm sorry that I'm out of breath right now. Like, I literally just drove 80 miles an hour to get home. I don't know where the time went today, and yes, today is my Sabbath. I encourage you guys taking Sabbaths, and like when you asked me, I was like, oh crap, it's gonna be Sunday, but it was you, so I was like, yes, of course. Anyways, guys, so I found this business on Instagram, which is probably everything against what we're told to do on the Sabbath day, but whatever. So I found this business on Instagram 4.5 years ago. I was honestly not looking to make money in this business. I hate the thought of selling things. I still hate the thought of selling things. And FYI, I'm from New York and I talk very fast, so I apologize in advance. So I wanted to use the wraps, right? Because my friend was using the wraps or whatever, and I'm like, all right, let me try the wraps. So I went to the person who she got the wraps from, which is my amazing upline now, best friend. So shout out to the friendships that we get from this business. But I was like, okay, so what are these wraps? I want to try them. And she basically told me the options of being a loyal customer. And what scared me the most was the 3-month commitment to buying products for 3 months, because I was so broke. Like, I could not even think about something coming out of my account for 3 months in a row. So I'm like, all right, I don't really like the whole auto shipment idea. Granted, back then I did not know how flexible our auto shipment was, where I could change it and, you know, things like that. But just the freaking thought of things coming out of my account because I was so broke, I was like, nah, I'm good. So, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Excuse my New York demeanor. I know I'm a lot, y'all, but like, it's not my fault. It's from where I'm from. So she's like, okay, well, then maybe you want to be a distributor. And basically she gave me the options of being a customer versus a distributor. And because the distributor option did not come with any auto shipment, she pretty much told me you can use the products as you want. At the time, the wraps came in the kit. So I was like, okay, perfect. I'm going to get these wraps anyway and don't have to commit to 3 months. And like, maybe I can make some money. But the real thing was I didn't have to commit to 3 months and I was getting the wraps. So that's why I signed up as a distributor instead of a customer. I was supposed to be an Airworks customer, not an Airworks ambassador diamond, okay? That being said, anybody can be here, okay? Because I'm the last person who should have been here. So long story short, guys, when I first joined back then, it was a $120 shopping spree when you got your first 4 customers. And I was like, okay, great. I have 3 sisters and a mom. Like, I'm going to have my 4 customers tomorrow. And guess what? Those 3 sisters, my mother was my first customer, you know, mama supported. But my 3 sisters was like, this is a scam. I don't know who suckered you in. We don't want any of the makeup that you're selling. No, thank you. And this is just a phase that's going to blow over. And my ego was literally crushed. Like, how dare these 3 people tell me, like, I have a big ego and I have a big personality, as you guys can probably tell. But when they told me it was a scam and that I was going to quit and it was a phase from there, it was only up from there. Like, it immediately switched from I just want the products to I'm proving y'all wrong. Just because you told me it was a scam, just because you said I was going to quit, just because you said it was a phase, I'm going to prove to you that it's not. So honestly, guys, 5 years could have gone by and I could have literally been at distributor rank, but as long as I was not giving my sisters the power to say, we told you he was going to quit, we told you it was a scam, we told you it was a phase, I would have been distributor for the next 10 years, but I was not going to give them that power. So that's kind of how I got started in the business aspect of it. Fast forward, guys, I've been able to put myself through law school. So I actually joined this business the same year that I started law school. And if you've ever been to law school, maybe most people probably haven't, because you don't go to law school, it's not worth it. You'll make more if it works. But basically law school is like having a full-time job plus working a second job. So law school was no joke, but I just got to the point where it's like I wanted this and I had made a decision that I was going to get it. I had no sales experience. I had no support. I had no idea what I was doing. I literally just spent day in and day out on Jade Hooper's YouTube channel trying to figure this business out. And that's what I love about this business. Like, I went to law school because, like, yeah, I went to law school because I was so broke, and I honestly don't come from money. I don't come from anything. My parents are from the South. I don't even know if they graduated high school. I really don't think they did, but they definitely didn't go to college. And even though I love helping people and I love what I do as a lawyer, I think the main motivation behind me going to law school is because I wanted to make money. And I thought that the only way to make money was to get a law degree and become this rich attorney in New York, which is not the case. But that's why I went to law school, guys. So what I love about this business is that maybe you do go get a law degree, but at the same time, college is not for everyone. I know Cheyenne dropped out of college. I know many of our successful people dropped out of college. And like, what I love about this business is so much is that you don't have to go to school for 8 years like I did to make money. You can literally make a decision that, okay, I want better for myself and I need my finances to change. And if you grind and you're willing to learn and you're willing to take in the information that we're going to give you tonight, that you get all of the time, this business is for anybody who wants it. And that's what I love about it. It's an opportunity for any and everyone. So that's pretty much my entire story. It really started with just negativity and all this backlash that made me say, I'm going to get it. It wasn't because I was chasing a paycheck. It was because I was chasing to prove y'all wrong, my sister's wrong. So that's kind of how I started.
And then now one of your sisters is a presidential on your team?
My twin sister is a presidential, yes. My mom is a triple diamond. My dad's a double diamond. And my two older sisters, who were like the biggest critics, are diamonds as well. So yeah.
Y'all, that's just the ultimate. That right there is the best. And it makes me think back to when I joined in high school. I was like, I have to make this work because I'm not going to let these silly people tell me that this isn't working, because I'm going to make it work. And then I went diamond and I was like, try me, come at me. I am successful. Okay. So I love that so much. And something that I take out of that every single time is like, law school in itself, I know is extremely difficult because there's probably less than 1% of the people in the world that are lawyers. Like, it's a hard thing to do. And so just that in itself just shows me how hard you work, because you went through law school. I mean, I remember when we were doing a Zoom for our focus group, and you were in your office, like working, taking phone calls while Cammie was talking to you, and you were like, hold on just a second. Yeah, Cammie. On the thing, and you're doing both. And so I think that you show everyone gracefully that you can do both business and your life, both law and ambassador, both, like, all the things. And so I want you to kind of talk about excuses. Like, you probably never once made the excuse of like, I'm too busy, I don't have time. Like, yeah, you were busy, but you said, screw it, I'm going to be uncomfortable so that I can do all the things that I want to do.
When it comes to excuses, to me, excuses is honestly just your mindset's not there yet, because I promise you, for every excuse you're going to possibly think of, there's someone in this company who has that exact same excuse or reason why they're making it work. Like, some people say to me, well, you're not a mom. You don't know what it's like to be a mom. You know, Jasmine is on this Zoom. I'm looking at her right now. Jasmine has 5 children, a 6th one on the way, and she just went double diamond. Last month, she enrolled 80 customers. She went from January being an executive with 2,000 BB to going double diamond with like 25,000 BB in just a matter of 2 or 3 months. So I don't believe in excuses. I think an excuse that you're coming up with is literally the devil blocking your blessing. Like, God wants to change your life with this opportunity. And every time you say, I'm too busy, I don't have time, this happened, that happened, life's happened, it is the devil winning. It is the devil blocking your blessing. And guys, one other thing I'm going to mention is that, like, you might look at me or you might look at Cheyenne and you're like, oh, well, you guys are so perfect and you don't have kids and your life's just great and you don't know what I deal with. But the reality is that I just lost my train of thought, and I do that a lot. So I just give me a second to think my thoughts out. I'm just so raw, guys. I lost my train of thought. But what was I gonna say? Yeah, totally lost my train of thought, which is fine because honestly, guys, I'm so real. Like, this is not prepared. This is not planned. Like, your excuses are just that, excuses. Like, and God is gonna take you to other levels, but you got to put. Oh, it came back to me. Yes. So I have a girl on my team, Ashley Carrington, and she literally says struggle forward. Because you know what? Life is always going to happen. There is always going to be a storm. And when one storm ends, it's only a matter of time before the next one starts. Listen, COVID came, right? That was a storm, okay? Just when I live in New York, okay, and my nails look horrible, I have them, my toes look horrible because everything is closed. But just when we finally got close to like possibly reopening, now we have this whole rioting and things going on. Guess what, guys? It's always going to be a storm. Something's always going to be going wrong. Something's always going to be happening. No matter if you're an ambassador, diamond, or you're an executive, something is always going to be happening in your life. So when we say struggle forward, it means that when the storm is over, I want to at least be able to say like, yeah, that storm just almost took me out. But you know what? I didn't stop grinding. I didn't stop hustling. I didn't stop working my business because of the storm. And guess what? Now I'm one step closer than I was. You don't want to get to the end of a storm and be 10 feet back in your business because guess what, guys? The storms ain't going away. Not today, not ever. Okay, so struggle forward so that when these things happen and life happens, because it's going to happen when it finally ends, you're on the other side of it, guys. Like the worst thing you can, so many people put this business on the back burner because of something going on in their life, not realizing that almost everything that you need, everything that's causing a storm, this business is the answer to. And that sounds like so corny, but I promise you it is so real. Whatever you're going through, guys, this is the blessing and God wants you to run with it. So the next time you think of an excuse, remind yourself that there's somebody out there who used this excuse as the reason why they kept going. And the next time you think of an excuse, remember that the storm is going to pass, okay? And where are you going to be when the storm does pass?
Woo! I feel like I'm at church. This is so good. I love this. Okay, so speaking of the storm, I know that it was like last month or the month before, like we're all hyping each other up in the chat, and it was like you were updating us throughout the month and you were going through one hardship after another. I mean, I cried multiple times from the things that you sent in the chat because it was like most people would have just let it take them out. Like most people would have just sat there and said, you know what, like this just isn't my time. I'm going to sit back and just like let life take over because I'm Lord, I'm throwing my hands up. And that's kind of where, you know, I thought it was going for you, but you literally just went ambassador. And that just blows my mind. I'm just this whole time, I'm going to keep hyping you up because I'm just so proud of you. But can you talk to us about hardships and how you've chosen to get up every single time? And just, I mean, heck, I know a lot of you on here on her team, and I can't imagine how proud y'all are because you've seen everything that she's done and how she's got up every single time. And that's the example I only hope to set for my team. And so I want you to kind of talk about that, like the hardships and how you chose to get back up every time. And I know that these last couple of months were not the only hard times in your business.
Oh, absolutely not. Like, honestly, like, guys, I'm gonna be real with y'all. I'm going through a really, really, really tough breakup or whatever the hell this is supposed to be. I don't know, after 9 years of being with this person. And yesterday, after the power hour that I did with Kami, y'all, I look pretty great. After the power hour, I literally took my wig off, took my eyelashes off, and was bawling my eyes out for like an hour. So yes, hardships are always gonna happen, guys, but you just gotta, I think a real leader is the person who finds their way through them. COVID really impacted my family heavily. It started with first my dad getting COVID, and he ended up in the hospital. And we had no contact with him, and that was the hardest thing. Like, I'm actually very close with my dad, and not being able to speak to my dad was really hard. But when my dad did come home from the hospital, he was on oxygen, and I didn't really understand, like, why are you on oxygen if you're coming home from the hospital? And I learned that it was because my dad was so bad and he thought he was going to die, and he didn't want to die in the hospital. He wanted to die at home. And that's why he came home from the hospital. So that was really, really, really crazy. And then after that, my twin sister got COVID. My twin sister's in the health industry. She's also a presidential diamond, but she is a nurse, and she got COVID. And then my mom got COVID, and my mom has hepatitis. My mom actually is cured from hepatitis, but she did have hepatitis, and she is a little overweight. So it was scary for her because I was like, I had no idea what's going to happen to my mom. It was crazy. Then my dad's sister died of COVID a week later, and the very next week, my grandfather literally just dropped dead in a parking lot. Like, no joke. Like, he was up one day cooking. He went to Walmart and died in Walmart, like, unexpected. So it, like, these last few months was crazy. On top of that, guys, I don't even know if you can, oh, where are my files? Over there. Okay, on top of that, guys, as an attorney, like, I have probably 120 cases right now. So on top of all of that life, victims are calling me, this is happening, my life's falling apart, everything's falling apart. And then that's not even my work's life. I still have my team who's trying to promote, my team who still needs me. Like, guys, life happens. Life happens so bad. And like, probably after I get off this Zoom, I'm gonna go probably drink a glass of wine and go back to crying, because that's just the reality, guys. Like, I don't want you to think that I'm this perfect person and life is great, because it's just not my reality at all. And I don't want you to think that it is my reality, guys. But I think I keep going even when I don't want to go, is because this is not about me. No matter what's going on in my life, I have a team that's looking up to me. No matter what's going on in my life, I have a team that needs me. No matter what's going on in my life, there are moms out there who can't provide for their children. There are moms out there trying to keep their lights on. So personally, I feel selfish if I decide to take a step back, because I know that there are so many people depending on me. And maybe you're not an Ambassador Diamond yet. Maybe you haven't even hit Ruby yet, but guys, you are in this business because God needs you to be the servant leader to bring this blessing to so many other people. So I literally can't stop no matter what's going on in my life, because so many people depend on our opportunity and depend on us as leaders. So no matter what's going on in my life, like, I'm always going to get back up, because you guys are there. This is not about Charice. This is not about me. I could take 2 breaks. I could literally go 2 months and just be okay. You know, I have a savings account. I would be good, but my team is there. And all the people who are not on my team, that's going to be on my team, are there, and they need us, guys. So the next time you want to take a break, or the next time you want to pull back, or the next time you don't feel like working your business, just remember yourself. Just remind yourself you are robbing somebody else of an opportunity and a blessing. Amber Parker says, you're either giving or you're taking. And the second you stop working your business, and the second you stop sharing this opportunity, you are taking the opportunity from someone else. And I'm not going to be a taker. I'm going to continue to be a giver no matter what's going on in my life. So make a decision that I'm going to be a giver, and I'm not going to be selfish enough to take opportunities because of what's going on in my life. Remember that, guys.
I can't. You're just too amazing. What the heck, man? Everything. I'm like, and I'm over here over here because I'm like, oh, I have a headache. I don't want to do this. I'm like, I can't. She just went through literally the most earth-shattering things, and she kept going. She got back up every single time. And I think it is so easy for us to go through life, guys. And the first thing that we want to do is put this business on the back burner. I've done it in my life. I guarantee you at some point she did it for a little bit. I think we all have, and it's something that you learn from. But guys, you're going to go through life. I tell my team all the time, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. It's a matter of when that life is going to happen. And if you know it and you expect it, that speed bump hits a lot easier when you know that it's coming, and you can slow down, go over it gracefully, and keep going. Because I'm sure there were times that she was like, look, I don't know how to keep going. I don't know how to do that. And yet she did every single time. And something that you also just said is, how did I keep going? Well, it's not about me. Did y'all take that? And I also hope y'all are taking notes, because I already wrote down all these steps on this paper, because holy moly, it's not about me. And I think a lot of times we forget that. I was on a Zoom with, I want to say it was Claire. It might have not been Claire, but everything Claire says is good. So I'm just going to say it's Claire. I'm going to quote her on it. She was talking about how she was like, you know, when you're pushing for a promotion, you're going diamond, you're going double, you're going triple, you are shooting for that $5,000 paycheck, or that, you know, multiple $1,000 paycheck, but you have people on your team just wanting to put food on the table, trying to figure out where their next meal is coming from, trying to figure out where they're going to buy the formula and how they're going to afford those things. And I go to moms because I know that you're providing for another person. And so that's the ultimate act of selflessness that you can have. But she was like, when you slow down on that, and you let life take you out, and you miss out on that goal, you're causing 50 people to miss out on putting food on the table. When you're just like, you know, I'm just not going to shoot for that. You know, and you selflessly said, we're going ambassador. Like, when did you make that decision to go ambassador? Did you know at the beginning of this month, or was it kind of like me where it took me till the 17th to figure it out? Like, what's your ambassador story? I'm curious.
See, my ambassador, when I think about ambassador, I personally think that it was easy, guys. Me personally, the way I like to promote when the time is right. And you know, I just trust God's timing in every single aspect. I knew that I was going to go Ambassador Diamond this month because I had been preparing for it, but because my team was ready to go Ambassador Diamond, so that meant that my triple diamond was already in place, my presidential diamond was already in place, and my last triple diamond leg was like 1 diamond away from being in place. So I am I counted the other day, and Ambassador Diamond is literally 41 rubies, guys. 41 rubies. And I want you to realize how possible that is, because now, as an Ambassador Diamond, I can literally look back and say 4.5 years ago, I was in your spot. I was in your shoes. I had just joined. I had no idea what I was doing. But you know what? When the month that I went Ruby, which was my 3rd full month in the business, I joined January 15th, and I went Ruby by March 31st. And the month that I went Ruby, my upline went triple diamond. And she showed me her triple diamond check, itworks.com/IDS, income disclosure statement, 100%. But her first triple diamond check that she showed me was $15,000. And I had just gone Ruby. And I was just like, I knew what E-Suite looked like, so I knew it wasn't like a fake commission or anything. Like, I knew this was real. And I was like, wow, you know, like, okay, I just went Ruby, and you know, my check ain't $15,000, but hers is at triple diamond. So, and that's actually a really high triple diamond check, just disclaimer. But I was like, okay, well, what do I gotta do to get there? And honestly, the answer to what you have to do to get to triple diamond, presidential diamond, ambassador diamond, is you just keep going. If you can master Ruby, you can go all the way to the top, because the top is nothing but a lot of rubies. So some people are pushing for Ruby, and some people are like, oh, nobody on my team is working. Listen, when it comes to you going Ruby, I don't want anybody in your team to be working. I want you to be able to get yourself to Ruby with no one working, because that is literally going to be the validation that you need to go diamond and above. It's nothing but a bunch of Ruby. So my journey to Ambassador Diamond literally was just helping people go Ruby, helping people go Ruby, helping people go Ruby. And I hate to make it seem so simple, but guys, like, to me, this is simple, because becoming a lawyer was hard, okay? Helping people go Ruby and telling y'all what to copy and paste, and helping you fix your posts, and helping you like have bright, pretty pictures, that is not hard, guys. Okay, so how do you go? I'm not even gonna talk about how you go Ruby. I'm gonna talk about how you go Ambassador Diamond. You decide right now, today, I'm gonna wake up every single day and I'm gonna put one foot in front of the next, okay? Maybe you're not signing up 50 distributors a month. That's fine, okay? Amber Parker will literally tell you she does the bare minimum. She does the steps to success, okay? She's not a mass recruiter, and neither am I. I mean, this month I happened to sign up 91 customers, which is the highest I've ever signed up in a month. I don't sign up 91 customers a month. I'm sitting here I'm like loyal customer number 91. And I'm like, who am I? Okay, so I got all the way to Ambassador Diamond, like, probably signing up 15 to 20 customers a month and about 6 distributors, okay? So you don't have to be like this mass recruiter. I mean, the month that you went ambassador, or the month before, I think you had signed up like 47 distributors, and I'm like, how? Okay, like, so I'm not a mass recruiter, and you don't have to be. You just have to put one foot in front of the next, okay? Maybe all you did in your first month of the business is got your first 6 customers. Congratulations. That is literally proof that if you can get 6, you can get 90. You can get 100. Maybe you've been in the business for 2 months and you haven't signed up a distributor yet. It doesn't matter. Keep going. The second you get your first distributor, even if they don't work, even if they quit, which they probably will, it's just proof that, okay, I can do this again. And the reality is that whether you're going Ruby or whether you're going Ambassador Diamond, all you're doing is doing it again and again and again and again. And the good thing about the compensation plan is that the more you do it, the more you get paid. Literally, guys, like, the compensation plan is ridiculous, okay? So master how to sign distributors, master how to go Ruby, master how to get your 6 customers, baby. And I'm telling you, like, this business is a walk in the park. It really is a walk in the park.
I think this is like my favorite Zoom ever. I just love you. Oh my gosh. If you're new on here, are you just like ready to go ambassador now? She just told you that you just got to build 41 rubies and you're done. That is the best. I've never even heard anybody say that. Well, I hope that you go Ruby by yourself, because that gives you the confidence that you can do it. Hello, that just made me feel like I can just go Ambassador 2.0 in 2 seconds, because it's just
girl, when I think about Ambassador 2.0, the reason why I counted the rubies is because I was like, okay, I'm Ambassador now, and I get a 2.0 spot. How many rubies do I need? 41? Done. That's literally that's what I'm thinking.
I'm like, okay, well, shoot, it's just a walk in the park, right? Okay.
Well, you know what, Cheyenne? If you think it's a walk in the park, then it's going to be a walk in the park. The second you start, this business is literally your mindset, guys, okay? Let me let you in a quick secret. And this is actually kind of embarrassing, but whatever. I'm going to be real with y'all. Up until probably like February, I could not sign up big order customers. Like the most I ever did was sign up HSN. Not even HSN with the what's it called? The collagen. Like if I was upselling collagen, my heart would be racing. Like as long as I got me a 27 BB HSN customer, I was happy. And I literally portrayed that fear on my entire team. So my entire team became the HSN team. All we was doing was bringing in 27 BB. And yeah, we were high loyal customer enrollers, but 27 BB. So what I did was I looked at Cheyenne and I looked at Chrissy Christensen and I'm like, they get 90 BB orders and they get 100 BB orders. So why am I going to continue to sit here on the sidelines, count myself out and count my team out and convince myself that people can only afford 27 BB. And in the last 2.5 to 3 months, we have literally mastered high BB orders. And I'm embarrassed to say that for the first 3.5, 4 years of my business, I signed up 27 BB because in my mind, that's all I thought I could sign up. I don't think I signed up 5 HSN customers this month. This month it's been 84 BB and higher for 91 customers. So guys, when Cheyenne kind of mocks the fact that I'm saying that this business is a walk in the park, if you think it's a walk in the park, that's exactly what it's going to be. If every day you wake up and you're like, oh, I got to send out messages and I got to talk to people and I got to see if I can get 10 hosts to post up and nobody wants this and nobody's going to order, then that's exactly what's going to come back to you. So start waking up thinking, I'm a loyal customer machine. I attract people to my team. I am an Ambassador Diamond. When I went Ambassador Diamond, you know what Melody McFarland told me to do? She told me to write it on a Post-it note and put it on a mirror that I can see every single morning. And every single morning I saw Ambassador Diamond. And I just woke up and I said, okay, I guess I'm an Ambassador Diamond. Literally, guys, so this entire business is centered around your mindset. What does your mindset look like, guys? Because everything you portray into the universe is exactly what's going to come back into your business. You guys, I can talk all night, but I want to just quickly tell you what I said on the...
We'll let you talk all night.
I just want to quickly tell you what I said on the Power Hour yesterday with Kami, which was that when I first joined, and like, so my sisters were non-supportive completely, but at my job, I used to work for a call center. Oh my God, I'm telling you, mindset is what got me there, because the first I quit my job 7 months into this business, which was probably not like the best thing to do. I don't really recommend that. But I got to a point that in that call center, I would see other people with their headsets on. And I'm like, oh my God, these poor people, like they're going to be here forever. They don't see another way out. And it was like my mind got to a point where I couldn't even take it anymore. The day I quit my job, guys, I want y'all to know why I quit my job. It wasn't even prepared. Like it was the craziest thing I had ever done. But I had been working at that job for 4 years. Quick disclaimer, 4 years. And after 4 years, I was only making $42,000 a year. Wow. But the day I quit my job was because at Cablevision, which is like the Fios or the Comcast or whatever it's called where you live. I don't know, Cablevision is really only in New York, but it was called Cablevision, and I was a call center representative. So if I was having a bad day, they didn't care. I had to answer the phone. Hi, thanks for calling Optum. This is Shar. How can I help you? Annoying, right? And one day I was having such a bad day, and this guy, he called me and he needed help resetting his cable box. So the cable boxes took like 8 minutes to reset. So while the cable boxes were resetting in 8 minutes, he's like, let me tell you a joke to keep you company or to, make you laugh while we're waiting. And he told me this joke, and it was literally the stupidest joke I had ever heard. And like at that moment, 4 years after this business, I couldn't even muster up enough fakeness to laugh at his joke. So I hung up the phone on him. And I was like, wow, if I have to hang up the phone on customers because their jokes are so corny, that's how I know my mind is just not there anymore. I can't fake it anymore. I'm going to go all the way with their works. And I quit my job that day. And I remember walking out and feeling like the biggest breath of release. But the reason why I'm talking about my job is because it's going to go all the way back to mindset. Before I quit that job, my coworkers were kind of like, oh, if it works, why are you still working here? All this negativity. And every time I would come to work, I would walk past the same supervisor's desk. And he'd be like, hey, Shar, how's business? Business was horrible, okay? I wasn't getting no customers. I wasn't getting no distributors. But you know what I said? Business is booming. It's booming because you know what? In my head, business was booming. In my mindset was business was booming. I ain't had no customers. I have no money. I didn't know what I was doing, but business was booming. So it literally comes back, guys, to that mindset. If your business is, oh my gosh, she said it, confidence. That's exactly what it is. You don't have to know what you're doing. You don't have to have any idea what's going on. You just have to pretend that you do, guys. And just walk with confidence. Just talk about your business with confidence. Sometimes in the beginning, we were so afraid. Like if someone asks us about the business and like, you're afraid because you're like, I haven't even made any money. Like, how can I talk about this business? Be confident in where you're going with this business, and that's what's literally going to change the dynamic. People are going to start joining you quicker because they can sense that you're passionate and confident with this business. So business was booming. It was a mindset. I can enroll high BV orders, and when I wasn't, because my mindset was blocked by thinking that, you know, I'm African American, and because I'm poor, because I was poor and I grew up in the poor, I was just like, Black people can't afford like $100 products. Like, I'm being real with y'all. I did not, because I know that my Black family would not. So I had allowed that whole Black people can't afford $100 packages to infiltrate my business. And the second I broke that freaking curse, which was unfortunately 4 years later, but the second I did it, like, business changed a lot. So it is your mindset. If you're looking at Diamond right now and you're scared, your mindset's not there. If you're looking at Ambassador Diamond, it's okay to be a little scared if you're looking at that chart, but at the same time, like, it's all gonna come down to what you think you can do, and that is exactly what is going to happen, guys. Literally.
I love that so much, because mindset literally controls everything in this business. Your promotion, your enrollments, your leadership, you as a person, it literally controls every aspect of your life. And I love that you talked about that enrollment thing, because I remember some of my girls are on here and they'll tell you that it changed their business too, because we used to ask people's budget. We used to say, okay.
Oh, that's the worst.
And we had this, everyone on my team used this message. And we're like, okay, girl, like, what's your budget? And we'll figure out the products that work best for you. And we did a Zoom with Christy Christensen. I'll never forget it. And she said, why are you spending people's money? And I was like, what do you mean? And she was like, you're asking people how much they're willing to spend before they even know the value of what you're telling them about. And it shook me to the core. And now every person on my team doesn't ask budget. And my team, I call them the triple threat team, because I tell them, sometimes I look through downline orders, and if I see a 30 BV order, your e-suite's canceled. You're done. Like, I tell them that all the time, and we always joke about it, but I'm serious, because I'm like, look, I see how hard you work, and why are you busting your butt to just sell them the cleanse? They don't need just the cleanse. What are they going to do after the 48 hours?
Right.
They need something to use. Give them more. And so I do love that, because I do know that you always talked about hair, skin, and nails, and you were doing those hair, skin, and nails host to post. And now you're like, collagen, you want some lash serum too? What about our Beauty Works line? It's good. Like, like all the things. So that is so true. And guys, if you are one of those people too that, like she mentioned, if you're looking at Diamond like it's going to be hard, it's going to be hard. And I talk to a lot of people too that are like, okay, well, I can enroll customers, but I just can't enroll distributors. Drop a 1 if you're someone that says that. I can get the customers, I just can't get the distributors. Look what you just spoke over your business. You can't get the distributors. You can't get the high BB customers. That's what she told herself. I can get hair, skin, and nails. I'm confident in that. But anything else, I can't do it. They're going to tell me no. But when she switched that and said, oh no, I'm getting 90 BB. I'm going to give them more. And Marwa talked about this at a Dallas boot camp the other day. She was like, we don't sell anything that's less than $200. Nothing. She's like, we don't do it, because I know that if they're doing skincare, they need the cleanse, because it all starts here of what happens to your face. And I was like, Marwa, what? And that is how they promote so fast and they get their diamonds done, because she gave this formula of like, and I know that Nina gave it too. She said, if you can get 7 customers for 60 BV and every 400 bucks, you're diamond. And then they did the math, and it's crazy. It's super crazy. So I love that. Okay, I was going to ask you something else, and now I've gone off on a tangent. I can't remember. Well, we'll do this one, and maybe I'll think of it. We're just the same. We keep getting off track, but that's okay. So if you could go back and tell your brand new distributor self one thing, what would you tell them?
Wow, this is a hard question for me, because I feel like the answer is so unrealistic.
Just what comes to your heart first.
Once I made up in my mind that I was not quitting this business, that was it. Like, it was so funny at was a conference. Yeah, conference. We had like we're out by the fire in front of our hotel, and Ashley Carrington, we were going around in a circle, and she was saying, you know, Shard, everybody. She was asking everybody, but it was my turn. Like, tell us some of the things that you struggled with in the beginning, and I was like, I never struggled in this business. She was like, what do you mean you never struggled? I was like, I never struggled. She's like, no one ever quit your team. I was like, yeah, but that wasn't a struggle for me. Like, they quit, not me. So this is really bad. And this is really like, I'm just being real with y'all. Like, if I could tell my new distributor anything, I wouldn't have done anything differently. Like, I would have continued to just keep going. So maybe you need to just keep going, because once I had made up in my mind, which for me was like week 1 or like day 3, because I wanted to go get my shop is free. Remember, I just wanted the products. I didn't want to sell anything. I hate the thought of selling anything. Once I had made up in my mind that I was gonna prove my sisters wrong, which was like day 3 or 4 of the business, that was it for me. I don't care who quit my team. I don't care who told me it was a scam. I don't care who told me they was gonna order on Friday and they didn't. When I went to go message them, I was blocked. I did not care. I had the next mentality, and what I literally teach my team is next, 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 because I forgot who said it on stage at Green Carpet a couple years ago, but they said some will, some won't, who cares, next. So I want everybody to put in the chat next, because sometimes we get so hung up on the person who told us no, and the person who blocked us, and like we had this brilliant distributor and it was so good and now they quit and it must be me. I'm not a good leader. No, next. Next. Like literally that has always been my mindset, because again, I was on a mission to prove my sisters wrong. So it did not matter who was it. It was the rejection didn't matter. The people quitting didn't matter. The people telling me it was a scam didn't matter. And that's something that I'm grateful for, that I had from day 3 in the business. And I think that if we could all just adopt that next mentality, I have people to prove wrong. Like, I know a lot of us join for money. A lot of us join because we need to pay bills, because we need to provide for our children. And sometimes because that's our main reason, it's a lot easier to like look at the paycheck and focus on, I need the paycheck. And when you're focusing on a paycheck, you're going to work desperately. Okay. Instead of focusing on a paycheck, because I promise you, the paycheck is going to come. I promise you it's going to come. Okay. My first paycheck was $25. And I want you guys to hear that, because $25 was my first paycheck. And my last paycheck before I even went Ambassador Diamond was $25,000. Okay. As a presidential. So from $25 to $25,000 income disclosure statement, please, Lord, But you know what I liked about the income disclosure statement? When we first had to like start putting it in our post, I was like, oh, it's so ugly. People are going to look at it. No one's going to join. I love that income disclosure statement so much, because you get to look at it and say, which number do you want? You literally get to look at it and pick out a number. You want to pick out a Ruby number? Okay, no problem. If you want to pick out Ambassador Diamond number monthly, I promise you can do it, because I did it, and there's nothing special about me, Lord. I mean, I wake up every day and think I'm in La La Land because I'm not supposed to be here. So, if I can make, when I got my first $25 paycheck, I was like, all right, if I can make $25, I can make $25,000. And that sounds like so cheesy to say, but that first $25 paycheck was confirmation that I must have done something right. I still had no idea what I was doing. I still didn't even know how I got the $25, but I was like, okay, some of y'all look for like your first check to be $6,000. And when it's not, you're like, oh, this isn't for me. I need real money. Well, guess what? If that's your mentality, you're never going to get real money. Okay, so I know a lot of us join for the business opportunity and for the money, but I want you to try your hardest to take your mind off the money and focus more on how can I help somebody? How can I help the next person? How can I help change someone's life? How can I help you reach your health and wellness goals? And when your heart is really in it, that's when your business is going to start to change. So I don't even remember what question you asked me or how I even got on that tangent, but I wanted you guys to know like what my first paycheck was, because guess what? I wasn't always an Ambassador Diamond. There was a time where I was a distributor. I wasn't always enrolling 91 customers a month. There was a time where I was lucky if I got 5. I wasn't always enrolling 12 to 20 distributors a month. There was a time where I was lucky if I got my 3. So you might look at Cheyenne or you might look at me and think, wow, that's so impossible. I mean, I was watching Jade Hooper videos when she was already an Ambassador Diamond. And I was literally 2 days into business, and I was like, looking at Jade like there's no way I could ever like be like her. And then when she messaged me the other day and we were having conversations, I was like, Jade is actually talking to me. I mean, like when Cheyenne invited me on her Zoom, I was like, you sure you got the right person? So guys, we can literally all be here. It's literally a matter of a decision. Mira just went Ambassador Diamond. I think Mira's like 45 years old. Okay, Cheyenne, I think you're like 20, 21. Are you even like, can you drink it? Oh, she can drink. Okay, Cheyenne's allowed to drink. Okay, so Cheyenne joined business when she was 18. I joined business when I was 23. Mirror is like 45. Rusty is like probably 50 or 60. Like we all are different ages, different size, different shapes. We look different. We all have the ability to make one decision, okay? Make the decision and stop counting yourself out. Stop sitting on the bleachers convincing yourself this can't be me. I'm not good enough. I don't look like Cheyenne. I don't look like Shar. Guess what? There's somebody in the business who looks just like you and they are killing it. Okay? So stop counting yourself out.
Amen. Okay. Now we know it is month end. We are closing in on like 4 hours, something like that, 3.5, I don't know. What is one last tip you would leave every single person on here that is either pushing to promote or pushing for someone on their team to promote?
Well, what really inspired me, Cheyenne, was the volume that you showed us, that your ambassador volume. And I shared that with my team. And like, some of y'all are pushing for a promotion and you may be like just 500 away or even 2,000 away. Like, Cheyenne, how far away were you on the last day of the month for ambassador?
I woke up and we were at 239 and we ended at 262.
You needed 30,000 on the last day of the month. Like, I knew that because I saw the picture, but like just hearing her say that she brought in 30,000 on the last day of the month, guys. So I want you to literally, we're going to end this Zoom very soon because I want you to get off here and like get those fingers moving, guys. I want you to reach out, like wherever you need the volume, look at your chart, wherever you need the volume. Go message every single person in that box, every single customer in that box. Like, hey girl, I'm so excited for you. I have 6 more cleanses left or 6 more whatever left. And you're going to get it at this price. It's a one-time purchase. Do you want it? Use your perk points, run those reports for the perk points, reach out to your current customers, literally push because it can be done. I have never bought in 30,000 on the last day of the month. Shout out to you, girl. The most I ever bought in was 1,200 the last day of the month that I needed, but the 1,200 BB came in before the cutoff time. And it's like, it comes down to a mindset, guys. Like, don't stop. Literally do not stop. Just grind. Get all of your team together, get them working, and you know what? The biggest thing is put your pride aside, because now is the time where you reach out to those sisters of yours who told you it was a scam and say, listen, I need this favor. Can you please purchase this for me? I will pay you back. I will use the products for you, whatever it is. Put your pride aside and be willing to go on that chicken list. The people that have judged you, that have laughed at you, ask them to place an order for you. But honestly, guys, what time is it? It's 9:46 where I am, so I think that's an hour behind the it works time. So guys, we have I don't know how many, 3 more hours, guys. Push. It is not over until the fat lady sings, guys, and you are the fat lady. So you get to determine when it's over, okay, guys? Push to the very last second. And in the event that you do fall short, okay, because trust me, I have fallen short plenty of times. I have looked at some of my diamond charts, and I was like, I can't believe this person was actually a name on this chart. Okay, I have fell short multiple times. In the event that you do fall short, by you pushing until the very last second, that's how close you're going to be next month. I had a girl, Patria, who literally missed diamond one month by 600 BB. She pushed until the last second. Like, it was literally 12 o'clock and she was not stopping. You know what? She ended up missing diamond, but the next month she was diamond like on the 8th day of the month, okay? Of the next month. So whatever you do between now and midnight, whether you reach your goal or not, you're just setting yourself up to be there even faster next month. Don't give up. Don't stop. Grind. Because you know what? It's that hustle. It's that until the very last second hustle that you have to activate to get you to Ambassador Diamond, okay? It's that very last second hustle. If you've already like, oh, it's 9 o'clock, I need 600 more BB, it's not going to happen. If you've already checked out, guess what? There's going to come a time when you're trying to go Ambassador Diamond, you're going to need $30,000 BB on the last day of the month. You're going to check out. So use these last few hours as the way for you to activate that hustler in you, because you're going to need it. You're going to need it for diamond, triple, double, whatever ambassador you're going to need it. So become that hustler that I know you guys are. Grind. Keep pushing. If you do fall short, you're going to end strong next month, way past what you need. But use these last couple hours to either get there or prove to yourself that I'm a hustler and I will not stop no matter what. Okay, guys? That's my best advice for you if you're pushing for a promotion today.
I am so hyped. Oh my gosh. I was like, man, I don't know. I'm kind of nervous about doing this month in Zoom because I know people are crushing it, but like I think people needed this gas to finish out the month strong because you truly are so freaking amazing. And I'm so proud of you. I think of when I think of ambassadors, like I think of somebody like that, somebody that gets up every single time, that went through the most earth-shattering things and kept pushing through. And just the example that you set for your team is just so incredible. And so we are so proud of you. Everybody say thank you so much. It was so amazing.